Okay. Show me.
Hi there guys, welcome back to the Dutch SC channel. Thank you very much for tuning in for my final review, my verdict on this, the Hubsan H123D X4 Jet. X4 Jet in short. A brushless FPV Quad, FPV racer. Well, that's what Hubsan calls it. From Hubsan, yeah, and Hubsan is more known for their easy entry value quadcopters. So with this quadcopter they are trying to get into the FPV flying scene, so to speak. So, in short, is this video going to be all roses, all positive about this quadcopter? No. It does fly well. Let's actually start with the positive things. It's well built. It looks, well, subject to personal taste of course, but it looks pretty good. And I've crashed the hell out of this quadcopter and it's still in one piece. Even the propellers, yeah, I've bent these down a couple of times. But yeah, these are the kinds of propellers that you can simply bend back and they still work. Oh, this one is a bit bent out of shape. So that works out well. Yeah, it has proven to be a sturdy quadcopter. Flight time on this battery, it is advertised as being 10 minutes, I think. Well, that's probably in hover, which you never do, but well, that's what they measure the maximum flight time like, of course. In real life, the flight time is about 6 minutes, 6 to 8 minutes, depending on how fast you fly it, of course. But I got to, well, 5, 6, 7 minutes of flight time, which is perfectly fine. And most times I had the onboard video recorder on. So, maybe the flight time could have been half a minute longer than that. Now, if you've missed my previous videos on this quadcopter, I did a general overview of this quadcopter and I'll have a link to that up here. And I did me a line of sight test flight with it, which worked out quite well actually. It's yeah, on the positive notes on this quadcopter, it's pretty fast. It's definitely not underpowered, especially for a 2S quadcopter. It gets up a pretty good speed and it can raise its altitude faster than you'd expect for a 2S quadcopter. So that's definitely nice. Then came the FPV flying bit. Now I had seen one review of this quadcopter which wasn't positive at all, and in general I kinda try to not look at reviews before trying a product myself. But well, in this case I watched one review and I thought after that, well, maybe that reviewer didn't take the time to get used to the quadcopter. Us reviewers have a lot of things to review, right? So what I did is I flew this quadcopter FPV approximately 20 times. Just to see if I could make it fly well. Now let's switch to an FPV flight I did, one of the FPV flights. And actually you tell me in the comment section below what this flight looks like. I'll switch to some music and I won't narrate it. But again, you tell me what this looks like. Alright, and now I'll tell you what FPV flying with this quadcopter was like. It was like being drunk. It was like riding a mechanical bull, if you will. And it was kind of like having deleted all my flight experience from the past 4 years. That's what it felt like FPV flying this quadcopter. Obviously I was flying in acro mode, so without auto leveling. In auto level mode it flies a little more predictable, if you will. But well, if you want to get into FPV flying and you fly auto level, I'm not sure what your intentions are, but you, well, I'm sorry to say, but you might as well go crying back to your mummy. Sorry about that, but yeah, you are doing yourself no favors flying auto level FPV with a quadcopter. It'll set you back, well, a lot in trying to better yourself in FPV flying. So if you can avoid flying auto level, or in other words, if you can acro mode fly your FPV quadcopter, please do. It'll save you a lot of headaches trying to get rid of your experience flying in auto level. Okay, so it didn't fly nicely. One other thing that isn't optimal is the angle of the camera. It is too shallow. Oftentimes you don't see what you need to see. So what is actually wrong with this quadcopter? Well, apart from the camera angle, not a whole lot, but the problem is actually this radio. Now Hubsan have had this radio for a couple of years, I'm not sure how long. And they've used it for, well, entry-level camera quadcopters, as you probably know. For an FPV racer, however, this radio just isn't up to the job. The gimbals aren't precise enough, and the tension in the springs is kind of horrible. You won't be able to feel that, but you can actually see what my finger is doing. I'm applying the same amount of force, the entire motion, but at the end the resistance is all gone, which is the reason for the jerky flight. You're trying to fly smoothly, so you're making a corner and oops, there goes the stick. So yeah, the entire quadcopter is let down by this radio. As a matter of fact, I have flown the X4 jet with this radio, the jumper, which has a multi-protocol module, which can also do Hubsan protocol. So with this radio, the quadcopter is suddenly a lot better, not just a little bit better, but a lot better. So that leads me to think that it's actually the radio that's not up to the job for this quadcopter, which is a shame. The actual quadcopter flies pretty well, and well, there's enough power and it's sturdy, but this radio simply isn't up to the job. Now you could argue, well, okay, you can order the quadcopter without this radio and then get yourself this radio. Yeah, that's an option, but by that time it's no longer a value option, right? By that time it's not a lot cheaper than, say, a beta flight or an actual FPV quadcopter. The unique selling point of this Hubsan is that you get a complete package: radio, a receiver, an actual FPV screen, the quadcopter, a battery, and all you really need is 4 AA's for the transmitter and you're set to go. But yeah, with this radio not being good enough, and maybe I'm a little harsh, but I don't think it's good enough for this quadcopter. Yeah, the value proposition or the unique selling point is completely gone. Which is a shame, and I'm not a Hubsan fan per se, but so far all Hubsans I've tried were good value, and I was kind of hoping this was a nice entry for people that want to get into the FPV flying business. But I can't bring myself to saying you should buy this quadcopter. Which is, yeah, again a shame. So what I'll be doing is keep my eyes open for other possibilities for people that want to get into the FPV flying business that are easy to get into. And again, I think this is a bit of a shame. It's almost there, but the radio lets it down. So let's not make the video longer than it should be. That's my final verdict of this Hubsan H123D X4 jet. And if you are left with questions, hit me up a comment down below. Catch you on the next video. Bye bye.